problem with me saying that, then
No, I don't. But I
the
mean,
issue isn't me. The issue is the fact of how consumers value women's sports.
yeah, I get that too. But I'm just saying, okay, let's say you work for a company, make 100,000. You're negotiating your contract. You do a shitty job in negotiating your contract. I work at a company and make 20,000, and I do an excellent job at negotiating my contract and get bumped up to 50,000. My negotiation tactics were better than yours, and we all had to vote and go through the same channels of voting and all this other shit. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. The NFL has no structure when it comes to the CBA.
What it breaks down to is leverage. The WNBA players have more leverage because they can go to another league, make more money, and don't have to worry about the WNBA.
But the NFL had leverage too. The NFL players had mad leverage during the last collective bargaining agreement, and they fucked it all off.
What's the leverage?
They had literally
What's the leverage?
They had the leverage of.
What is the leverage?
They had the leverage knowing they were going into the CBA and things had to change. They had the concussion, like the NFL was hurting. Goodell's head was still spinning. The NFL, the owners hadn't come up with a full-fledged plan yet. And this is way before the protests and everything. The NFL
Let me tell you something.
could have struck hot.
Have zero leverage.
The players, that's because their players union is trash.
At 96, because it goes from 96 to 53 in 3 weeks. That's it. The NFL has no leverage. Zero.
NFL
None.
players could have leverage if they actually tried.
They have none. The only players that have leverage are the quarterbacks, and even that is only to an extent because there's only so many great quarterbacks in the league. So,
but that's because they're not all collectively trying to go in.
No.
The same. Okay, look at it. Look at it like this. The same way in college. I think we talked about this last week. We talked about okay, you look at high schools and remember when high school students were protesting and some districts were shutting it down, expelling people, all that, and other districts couldn't do shit. They're just well, that's just what they're gonna do. There was unity there. You go to the next level, college, there's less unity, but they're all going through the same thing. But you can get coalitions of people together. The NFL, they all serve one master. And if they're not willing to put it all on the line to then check that master.
Is leverage, bro. That's what I'm telling you. The NFL has no leverage.
Okay. If
it is all about the shield.
If the Cowboys stop playing, bro.
It's all about the people underneath the helmet.
Okay, but
it's not about the influence of the players.
I get that, but if there's no Super Bowl and there's nobody on the field to play, then what are they going to do? You're going to sue them for breach of contract? They don't have to play.
There's not going to be a situation where there is no players to play. There is both the AFL,
I know, and that's the problem.
Pacific Football League, that other league that they're starting. There's so many people, military intramurals, semi-pro. There is so many people dying to crack into football. On top of the fact that there's literally 43 players times 30. I don't know what that number is, but there's
I thought you said you were good at math, man. Come on.
100 people literally sitting in a free agent pool waiting to get a call. As long as that's the case, the NFL players are never going to have leverage.
And that's my point of contention.
And the leverage is only going to get worse as the offenses gets more, as the league gets more offensive and QB driven.
Yeah, because we're seeing Cam Newton. I mean, yeah, North Turner's done a great job with him, but quarterbacks as a whole are completing record percentages and touchdowns and yards. But that was another thing I was going to get to. My biggest thing is the NFL. They're the only sports league that their union is terrible and they concede in the most disgusting of ways, and B, any organization they could have on a grassroots level, man to man, they don't do it. They don't even attempt to do it. You saw what happened to the coalition with Kaepernick, with Eric Reed and Kaepernick versus Malcolm Jenkins. Malcolm Jenkins took a payday, got some clout, and now he looks like the good guy. He looks like a hero. But Nathan Peterman is still starting NFL games. And Eric Reed had to get blackballed and didn't even get to really play a full season because he had to deal with all that shit. And Kaepernick...
Eric Reed is not blackballed.
No, he was blackballed. That's what I was saying. Like, he was blackballed. He was blackballed for a time. He was. If he had never protested and none of that shit happened with Cap and he just went and did his own thing like everybody else, bro, he probably would still be with the Niners.
That's not the same thing as being blackballed, though.
But he was a part of the thing with.
That's not the same thing as like Darrell Washington is blackballed.
Nah, Darrell Washington ain't blackballed because he failed a drug test. He failed multiple drug tests.
Alden Smith is blackballed.
Bro, get off that. You need to get off that. Alden Smith fucked up his own life and is fucking up his own life, and it's only his fault. He's not blackballed. He's not blackballed. They have a broken, shitty system when it comes to substance abuse in the NFL. Eric
Reed is playing.
Yeah, because he should be playing and was a former All-Pro. It's not like he got hurt and lost any skill. And he's balling out for the Panthers, even though they were getting their ass kicked earlier.
What does that have to, and that further proves my point that he's not blackballed.
No, I'm saying he was for a time. And eventually they had to be like, okay, all these safeties are getting hurt. We kind of need to win. And the Panthers are like, fuck that. We need to win. We need somebody at safety. Finally. And they finally got somebody good at safety. But my thing is just when it comes to the NFL, it's so cannibalistic.
That's not being blackballed because even before that, Eric Reed was getting looks.
For a while, he wasn't getting looks, though. For a while, no one was mentioning his name.
That's not true.
For a while,
workouts. He met with multiple teams. So
there was about a good 3 months where it was quiet for that man. It was quiet for Eric Reed for a little bit.
But that's not the same thing as being blackballed. People not being interested in you because of what you align with is not the same thing as being blackballed.
That's like almost the definition of being blackballed. Sometimes you can lift that. You can lift it whenever you want to.
No, it's not. Being blackballed is there's
levels to it.
There's no room for you getting signed. You have no leverage. You are blackballed. There's nobody interested in you. Nothing.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Was Mel Gibson blackballed? Was Mel Gibson blackballed? Was Mel Gibson blackballed in Hollywood?
No.
For real? There wasn't a time where nobody was touching Mel Gibson? He was toxic? People backed off of him?
He was still on projects?
He got taken off The Hangover and a bunch of other shit. Once it cooled down, yeah, he's back now. But I'm saying...
That's not
there's no limit for. There's no time limit for blackballing.
Being blackballed is never making a comeback. Being blackballed is like
okay. I agree. I can agree with that definition.
You'll never work again.
Kurt Flood was blackballed by baseball.
Anyways,
all right.
Point is,
I can agree with that definition.
Eric Reed was like okay. Almost, I would say Eric Reed, I don't know. It's like he just came with...
Victim of circumstance?
Exactly. It was more of like his brand didn't align with the NFL's brand until they got to a point of where it's desperation. But that's not the same.
We got to stop saying brand. Bottom line is he pissed off. He upset the.
What he stand for.
He helped upset the apple cart.
That's not the same thing of being black. I mean, even Kaepernick to an extent.
Come on, man. Don't do this.
Kind of blackballed, but
don't do this.
I can't really say that he's honestly.
Is New York a blue state still? Come on, Pete.
I can't honestly say he's blackballed until he officially really wants to play football.
What the fuck? Pete, he's been said it already. He said he stays in shape and he's willing and ready to play. No one's offered him a contract. No one's offered him a contract. No one's even tried to work him out since Seattle.
Is he playing?
No one's offered. They didn't say Seattle didn't offer him a contract.
Is he playing?
Nope. So he's blackballed.
Yes or no? No. So that's his decision because
Bro,
there's other leagues.
No one offered him a job.
There are other leagues he couldn't play in.
He's good enough to play in this league. Why would I go play with fucking Johnny Manziel when I actually?
That's like saying me and you who haven't gotten a job from ESPN are blackballed.
Yeah, but we would have to work for ESPN first.
What are we gonna do?
Create our own shit. But that's different.
Cry?
That's different. You and I have never worked for ESPN.
Do our own shit.
He worked for the NFL.
Kaepernick is beyond the football shit. He doesn't care. He hasn't cared.
It's better if he doesn't play. I agree because he already got the money from Nike.
So that's what I'm saying. It's like, yeah, we can say he's blackballed,
and he still has a case against the NFL for collusion, by the way.
Contract. And yeah, it might be valid, but honestly, at the end of the day, until he's actually playing football,
he's not going to.
And actually putting shit on tape and showing us every single day that he really wants to play and is playing.
Bro, what are you talking about?
We can't say that he's blackballed.
He's been blackballed. Like, he got blackballed so hard he had to fucking get a deal from Nike.
Interested.
He got blackballed so hard. He always said he was interested. He's literally come out and made statements saying he was interested.
But there's a difference.
Through him, through second parties, third parties.
I'm interested in playing in the NFL.
He said
I'm not getting the job.
But you don't have the talent.
That doesn't mean I'm blackballed.
You've never had the talent to play in the NFL. Let's not play dumb.
Yeah.
Come on. That's a straw man. That's literally a straw man argument.
What I'm saying is, until he's in if Kaepernick was balling in the CFL and the AFL, I will be 100% say he's blackballed.
What?
But he's not doing that. He's doing some other shit. He's moved on from his career.
Because they blackballed him, so he couldn't just sit on his ass and do nothing. And there's nothing wrong with doing philanthropic work. There's nothing wrong with him doing that. Oh, shit. I guess Pete's phone died. Damn. Well, all right then. I didn't hang up on Pete, contrary to popular belief, even though he said Kaepernick isn't blackballed. Wow. Oh, well, he's back. Drop call.
Yeah, I'm back. Sorry, I got disconnected. But yeah, all I was saying is we can't really say he's blackballed until he's actually playing somewhere else, and then we could say he's blackballed.
So by that logic, Johnny Manziel's blackballed.
Is Johnny Manziel balling out?
No. I mean, he was for a minute, but he was trash.
Exactly. No.
He was trash, and that's why he left the NFL, because he was trash.
No.
And he kept getting in trouble.
But that's what I'm saying. He's trash. There's a difference.
But Kaepernick was good his last year.
Like,
and there's some ambiguity. There's some ambiguity. I can't say that word.
Somebody's not interested in you.
Okay.
But like, really? Unless you're doing it on your own and still not doing it, or unless you're doing it for someone else, another entity, and still not warranting the respect?
Okay, I'll give you an example. Muhammad Ali was blackballed from boxing. That is a known and unequivocal fact that he was blackballed from boxing. Had his title stripped, all that shit. Had to fight to get back into boxing. But he was blackballed. No one would give him clearance. No state would give him clearance. Until years later, after the fact. When he was already out of his prime and he wasn't as good as he used to be. You can argue that the same thing is happening to Kaepernick.
Are you done? Because I'm about to shit all on this. Are you done?
Are you going to tell me Muhammad Ali wasn't blackballed from boxing? Because now you're just spinning in history's face.
What I'm going to tell you is you should do your homework.
Okay.
Because that's a completely different situation, number one.
I know, but Ali he still wasn't
known every single day that he wanted to fight Joe Frazier. George Foreman. Muhammad Ali went and fought in Africa because he couldn't get a fight sanctioned in America.
Yeah, but
so it's a completely different situation.
Don't
ever compare.
It's a slight strain. But I'm saying it's similar in the fact that You're not allowed to compete at the highest level by the only commission that can sanction you.
It's not the same.